In today's video, we are going to show you every cooking gadget you will ever need from now until whenever. These are the ones that we use most often in our kitchen and ones that we think will help make your life easier and your cooking better. And if you're new here, welcome. We're a husband and wife team that's been cooking together for over 20 years, and we love to share our skills with you so you can make delicious meals with confidence. And this video is part of our Best Tools and Gadgets series, where we go through all the tools and gadgets that we use both in and out of the kitchen to make our lives easier. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to check out the rest of the series and hit subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos. Let's get started. First up is the Victorinox Fibrox Pro Chef Knife. Knives are one of those things where it's best to have a really good chef's knife and a really good paring knife. For me, this is my go-to workhorse knife. This is an 8-inch chef knife, but they do come in a variety of sizes. The handle is super comfortable to hold, and it has a nice slip joint, so there's no play in the blade when you're holding it. Now I know some people like serrated knives, and there's certainly a time and a place for them, but if you're looking for just one knife to do most of the jobs in your kitchen, this is a great choice. Next up is the Wüsthof 4-inch paring knife. As I mentioned before, having a really good paring knife is a must. And this one from Wüsthof is exactly what I look for in a paring knife. It's got a perfectly sized handle for me. Some people prefer larger handles, and some people prefer smaller handles. So take that into consideration when you're shopping for your own paring knife. But for me, this size is perfect. Also, the blade is nice and sharp right out of the box, and it holds its edge well. One thing that I love about Wüsthof knives is their color-coordinated handles and their triple riveted construction. It lets you know right away if the handle is loose or not, which is something that I hate about my really old worn-out paring knife. Now let's talk about cutting boards. Cutting boards are one of those things that you really need to take care of, or else they wouldn't last very long. And I have a couple of favorite cutting boards. The first one is the John Boo's Maple Cutting Board. We've had this board for over 20 years and I absolutely love it. It's a nice size for everyday use. It's big enough to do most of your prep work on without taking up too much space on your counter. And it's easy to clean, especially since it has juice grooves around the edges. The only downside to wood cutting boards is that you have to take care of them. You can't put them in a dishwasher. You have to hand wash them, and you have to oil and season them on a regular basis to keep them in good shape. If you do that, they will last a lifetime, literally. Speaking of cutting boards, another one that we really like is that it's made from a non-porous plastic, which means it's resistant to bacteria and it's top rack dishwasher safe, which makes it really easy to clean. It also has a nice little handle cut out on the end of it so you can hang it up when you're done using it. The only downside to plastic cutting boards is that they tend to dull your knives faster than a wood cutting board would. Now, if you're like me, you probably hate using a can opener. There's always that struggle of trying to get the lid off the can without cutting your fingers. But with it couldn't be easier. You simply press the lever down, turn the dial to the desired setting, and then rotate the crank. The sharp blade inside the can opener does all the work. You don't even have to touch the can with your fingers. All you have to do is place the can on a cutting board and press the lever down. Once the can is open, you can easily remove the top with a built-in lid remover, and you're good to go. This next tool is kind of strange looking, but it's one of my favorites. This is the OXO Good Grips herb scissors. And these things are amazing. I actually bought these because I have a small herb garden, and I wanted an easy way to cut and chop the herbs. But then I realized that these could be used for so much more. You can use them to cut up chicken breasts or pork chops or slice up vegetables. Really, the possibilities are endless with these. They're very well made and they're extremely sharp. And they almost feel like you're using a pair of scissors to cut everything. They're super easy to clean too. Just run them under some water and you're good to go. The next product on our list is one that I can't live without. I'm talking about the KitchenAid Professional Stand Mixer. This is by far one of the most versatile tools that I have in my kitchen. It's perfect for making bread dough, cookie dough, cake batter. It can even make pasta. And it does all of that with ease. My stand mixer is the workhorse of my kitchen. I use it at least once a week to make bread. And I've even used it to make my own pasta. It takes the guesswork out of baking because you know that whatever you make in this is going to be perfect every single time. And if you're not a baker, that's okay. This can also be used for other things, like making homemade hummus or grinding up meat for burgers or even making sorbet. The options are really endless with this thing. Now, one thing that I love about this particular model of the KitchenAid stand mixer is the fact that it comes with a pouring shield. Most other models don't have that, and it's a really nice feature to have, especially if you're making things like cookie dough, where flour tends to fly everywhere. Alright, now let's talk about an Instant Pot. The Instant Pot is quickly becoming one of the most popular kitchen tools on the market, and for good reason. It's an electric pressure cooker that can cook just about anything you throw in it. It uses steam to cook food quickly and evenly, and it can make things like rice, chicken, beef, soups, and stews incredibly tender and flavorful. It's also really easy to use, and it has a lot of built-in safety features, so you don't have to worry about it exploding or anything. We use ours almost weekly to make things like pulled chicken or pulled pork because it does such an amazing job of keeping the meat wall-to-wall medium. It's basically impossible to overcook chicken breasts in an Instant Pot, which is really nice for someone like me who tends to overcook chicken breasts. Alright, moving on, we have the Le Creuset enameled cast iron 5.5 quart Dutch oven. Enameled cast iron cookware is one of the best investments that you can make as a home cook. It's durable, it's easy to clean, and it cooks like a dream. Enameled cast iron is great for braising, searing, baking, and it can even go from the stovetop to the oven without breaking a sweat. We use this particular Dutch oven at least twice a week to make things like braised chicken thighs or pork loin or even things like baked mac and cheese. The rounded lid allows us to make really nice gravy too. That's one of the things that I love about cooking with cast iron. When you make a sauce or a gravy in one of these pots, it tends to thicken better and it tastes so much richer than when you use other types of cookware. Next up on our list is the large pre-seasoned cast iron skillet. I absolutely love cast iron skillets. They're great for searing meats, frying eggs, or making pan sauces. They're also really easy to clean, especially if you take care of them properly. Now, this particular skillet is pre-seasoned, which means that it's ready to use right out of the box. You don't have to worry about seasoning it yourself. And it also has a helper handle, which is great for getting it in and out of the oven. We use this skillet at least once a week to make things like fried chicken or pan-seared steak, and it does an amazing job of cooking food evenly and making it brown really nicely. Alright, so the next gadget on our list is kind of a fun one. This is the Cuisinart DLC20 mini food processor. Now, we already have a full-size food processor, but we also wanted something that was smaller to use for things like chopping nuts or making pesto or salsa. This little food processor is perfect for those jobs. It's not going to replace a full-size food processor for bigger jobs, but it's great for smaller jobs. It's also really easy to clean, which is another plus. The bowl and the blade are top-rack dishwasher safe. So the next gadget on our list is the KitchenAid 3.5 cup food chopper. This is another great tool for small jobs like chopping nuts or mincing garlic. This little chopper doesn't take up much space and it's really easy to use. You simply put the ingredients that you want to chop in the bowl, pull on the red cord a few times, and you're good to go. It's also really easy to clean. The bowl and the blade are top rack dishwasher safe. Next up is the Ninja Mega Kitchen System. This is a powerful blender that's great for making smoothies, soups, or even crushing ice. It's got a really nice large capacity, which means that you can make a lot of smoothie or soup at once. It's also really easy to clean, which is another plus. The pitcher and the blades are top rack dishwasher safe. Now the final item on our list is the Joseph 9-in-1 multi-mill. This is an amazing little gadget that can do a lot of different things. It can grind spices, coffee, or even mill flax seeds. It's really versatile, and it's also really easy to use and clean. Well, that brings us to the end of our list of the best cooking gadgets for 2023. And as always, we hope that you'll subscribe and become part of our family.